Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Raja Mitra from Digital CRM, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through some of the most frequently asked questions about our program titled AI, Machine Learning, Deep Learning, Robotics. Let me get into the first question in this regard. And the question goes as follows. People wanting to know, who exactly is this program targeted at? Well, the answer is it's targeted at two or three primary groups. One of them would be at professionals, executives, and managers at all levels. It is also targeted at people who are at the starting point of their careers or at mid-career levels, who want to get into and get a flavor of the fast growing and highly exciting new domain of AI, machine learning, data science, and so on. So these are the two target groups. The next most common question that we face is, uh, does the participant, or do I need to have a background in either, say, computer science or engineering to be able to join this program and derive the benefits from it? The answer to that is no, you do not need to have that background. Now, we cover the basic concepts together with application areas, use cases, examples of AI, machine learning, deep learning, and robotics. But we don't take a deep dive into the details, which in many cases would have necessitated your having a background in either a science or engineering. The next question. I am not an IT pro or a tech person for that matter, and I have no plans of getting into those areas or making a career switch into becoming an IT pro or a techie in the near future. Now, given that, is there any sense in my doing this course? And if so, how? Well, I'd answer that by saying it makes sense for all professionals, managers, executives today to know about the domain of AI, particularly machine learning, deep learning, and smart robotics. Business is embracing these technologies in a very major way. And increasingly in future, they will be playing a role in virtually every functional domain. Now, roles of executives, managers, professionals would change with the introduction and adoption of these technologies. So, what managers or professionals or executives do would need to complement and add value and to these technologies once they become integrated in the organization. Now, to do this, they need to have an idea about how these technologies are applicable and what they're capable of, how they can be deployed or not deployed in a certain functional area, or to answer a particular question or a need. So, given that, it is managers and professionals and executives who need to, with that understanding, tell uh, the data scientists or the techies, if you will, in your organization, or the systems manager or the IT manager, about what are the requirements in a functional area or for the organization, and what kind of data sets could the professional access and use for deriving some of these answers. Okay, the next question is, what are the main areas, topics, domains, and details that this program covers? I would say we have a fairly detailed course outline, which is visible on our page, on our site, and also on the advanced SCS site. So do check the course outline there, which is in fair amount of detail. But to give a simple summary answer to that question, what we cover are the basic concepts and the subsets in terms of basic concepts in each of these areas, like machine learning, deep learning, robotics, smart robotics, because these are actually subsets of AI overall. Together with that, we use enough examples and use cases and do projects to give participants a close, good understanding of how these can be deployed and how one can think through and even innovate to utilize these kind of technologies for a particular concern or a need or a requirement of the organization. The next question that I have is people saying, I want to make a career switch and I want to become an data scientist or an AI professional. Now, they want to know how far would this course help in achieving those objectives. Now, the answer to that is that a 3-day course, even an intense boot camp kind of course like this one, cannot fully give you all the theoretical and the other underpinnings of becoming a total rounded AI professional or machine learning professional or data scientist or analytics professional. So this is a start because it gives you an overview. It tells you about the key concepts, like I said, in each of these areas. It tells you about some of the applications in various functional domains, and it gives you various other examples and use cases and so on. Now, to become a complete rounded AI professional or analytics or data scientist professional, one needs to get into details. So possibly there are courses, semester courses, or even longer courses which get into those details. And those details would include taking a deep dive into each of these areas, learning programming languages like, for example, R and Python and so on. So when you go through all that, at the end of it, you become a professional, a rounded professional who can do justice to these areas. Incidentally, we out of these various areas, we do a program or a course in for R and Python, as well as a combination course. So if you are interested in the programming aspects of it, because R and Python are some of the programs which are very widely and very commonly used for this. So you could possibly look at that. But you want a more detailed course where also these programming languages are taught together with several other things and together with a deep dive into machine learning, deep learning, smart robotics, etc. Then there are other choices of courses. So that concludes the session today, because I think we have covered the most common questions that we come across, and I have tried to answer those. Hopefully, if you have further questions about this program or about the topics that I've covered, do get in touch and we'll try and do what we can to come back to you with a response. Thank you very much. Thanks for spending the time to listen in. Take care.